Scott Allen, okay.
Right.
Hi, this is a dollaradate.com blog, and we're here with Scott Allen, a local Chicago radio personality host. And we're going to talk to Scott about his marriage, about his dating life, and his family, and how to have a successful relationship. So hi Scott, thanks for coming on the dollaradate.com blog. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thanks, John. How are you? My name is Scott Allen, and now I can put my glasses on. I'm 47 years old. I had good vision 2 years ago. Now my vision isn't too good anymore. Like I said, my name is Scott Allen, and I'm 47. I had a career change. I've been a painting contractor for almost 30 years now. I do it part-time. I changed careers at age 40. I am now a radio and a TV talk show host on some local stations here, WJJG 1530 AM and Comcast Cable. They're both weekly shows. And my wife has been a big part of my career change at 40. I met her exactly 20 years ago, and at the time we both had a love for country music. And she's put up with me the stresses of having my own business, and having a good woman, a good relationship is very, very important. And one day I woke up and said, "Dear, I want to change careers." And she looked at me and said, "We have 2 kids. We have a mortgage, Scott. Are you hungover, Scott?" I said, "No, I did have a few cocktails last night, I will admit, okay? And I'm not shy about that. I'm an old style guy." But the whole point of this is, I changed careers at 40. She's the woman behind the man, as they say. And I've had moderate success in my painting company. And she's always been there to help me with the books. She's been there when weeks we've been able to have steak and lobster, and she's also been there the weeks when we have beans and hot dogs.
So do you find that your wife, you two working together in your business has brought you closer?
Absolutely. In the painting company, I have made all the final decisions, but there's always been times there where I've asked her opinion. In my new career, John, she's really been helpful. As far as the entertainment, I do stand-up comedy. Sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm not. And what I'll do is, I will always try my different bits in front of her. And she just looks at me, and she's a very conservative, she looks just like Julia Roberts. She's very conservative. I'm more, let's put it this way, I'm more on the liberal side.
So what do you think the biggest success is, or what is the greatest reason your relationship, how long have you been married?
20 years.
20 years, and
but now I was divorced once. I was one of those young guys, got married very young in life, married and divorced after 2 years, and there was nothing wrong with that person. It's just that we were not compatible. We got married too young, and I found Laura 22 years ago, actually.
So what would you say the difference is between your first marriage and your second marriage?
Having my second wife as my best friend. My first wife wanted the 9 to 5 guy, home at 5:30, Saturday morning going shopping, and that's not me. Being self-employed, John, it's a lot of long hours. It's not 9 to 5. It's 8 in the morning till 10 at night. Now I do 3. I literally have actually 4 jobs. I'm still painting part-time. I do the radio show, the TV show, and I do entertainment. So you need someone, John, that's really, for example, Christmas Eve, I did 4 one-man Santa Claus shows. I didn't get home till 10:30. You need someone that's very caring and understanding that, the person that she married is not a 9 to 5er. I may be 9 to 12.
And in your relationship, she sounds very supportive of you, and how in your relationship are you supportive and caring for her?
I want to have her needs too. She's a devoted Christian. I am too. One of her big things is to go to church on Sunday morning. And as she'll always say, "Scott, I know you work weekends, you work nights, you work whenever, but Sunday morning is when I want my time with yourself and our 2 daughters, Kayla and Paige." And so Sunday mornings are very important in the Allen household, where what we do, John, we go to church. We are both Christians, and we will go out and have a nice breakfast. Just spend a good quality time with the kids. That's one of her big things.
So tell us about when you first met your wife 22 years ago, you said?
Yes, we met.
Tell us about when you first met and how you both became attracted to each other and your kind of your courting ritual.
Well, it was kind of interesting. Like I said, I had been divorced at that time, roughly a year and a half, and I had gone through a lot of relationships, some that were not so good, some that were not bad. And before I met my wife Laura, I had to start thinking. I didn't know anything about. I was on a couple blind dates. I actually, a funny thing, won a contest on another radio show, and the person that won the contest, it was a kind of a blind date type of thing. She kind of exaggerated on what she looked like, and not that looks are everything. Looks are only skin deep. It's the person. But needless to say, this particular woman was about 230 pounds, no exaggeration. It's not someone I really wanted to get involved with. So right after that, I'm starting to think, who is out there? And I'll admit, I was never a barfly, but I met those type.
All right. Where do you see kids and young adults, people in their mid to late 20s and people in their 30s? What do you find their greatest challenges in having a successful relationship in the early 21st century in 2008?
Well, like I said, I've actually had I talked about relationships on the radio show, so I'm certainly not Dr. Phil. But I would say honesty, John, is the biggest. I tell young people now, young people that will meet me when I do my personal appearances, just be honest. If you're in your late 20s or early 30s and you're thinking about settling down, just be honest on both sides. If you're a female, be honest with the male. If you're a male, be honest to the female. I think honesty and sincerity is so important in a relationship, and I think that's what's happening, John, right now. We're in a different things have changed. We got the Iraq War. There's a lot of different situations. I think right now we're in a political culture right now where people want to change, and I think that it's really very hard to have a relationship right now. So I think both people need to get to know each other. And I think, as I've said more than once on my radio show and my TV show, because I've done these segments on both shows, just honesty and integrity is so important in a relationship.
And how do you keep open? Say you are honesty. Honesty takes communication. And what are some of the best ways, if you had to give 3 of your best ways, that maybe you communicate with your children and your wife? What are 3 ways that you find you're able to successfully communicate with them so that you maintain honesty, you maintain openness, and you maintain trust?
Going back to family values, John, sitting down, having a dinner. Like I said, we try to have breakfast. We try to go to a restaurant on Sunday mornings. Knowing where your children are. I'm old school. I'm a dinosaur. Knowing where your kids have been. Once or twice a week, sitting down, having dinner at 6 o'clock. Again, bringing back the family values, sitting with your wife, finding out how her day is, because we're all going in such different directions. One thing I've always tried to emphasize this in my relationship with my wife Laura is never go to bed mad. There's been some nights where I've been out with the boys playing softball, and I kicked back and had a few. I don't drink and drive, but I've had a few suds. I've had buddies come over, drop me off. She's a little upset with me, and as I'm getting ready to go to bed, I'm slurring every other word. I still say I love her, and I think that's really important, is to say I love her. And then she'll say, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I think that's important. 2. Doing what your spouse wants. Doing something that your spouse, even if you don't like it. I'm a sports fan. She hates sports. She'll sit and try. I mean, she doesn't know the difference between the Cubs and the White Sox and the Blackhawks and the Miami Dolphins. But she'll take time to want to know what the Cubs are doing, what the Sox are doing. I hate shopping. I'm the typical guy. I hate shopping. I will once in a while go shopping with her. I hate going to the malls. But I try to once in a while do something that she wants, even though I hate it. I think that's very important. Having checks and balances. It's just like in politics, you need checks and balances. I think in a marriage, you need checks and balances. And one of the big things, John, I think that's important. After you're married, like me, a middle-aged white guy, graying at the temples, once a month having a date night. We didn't do that for a long time, and that did hurt our relationship. And I found, even because I've got, like I said, my life's going